What's up everyone, Starizard here coming at you with another review. In today's review, we're going to be taking a look at a run and gun platformer, kind of like Mega Man. But this game is called Kero Blaster, the much anticipated follow-up to Cave Story. I am 10 years late, but I played it and I really have to review this game. So let's dig into it. Let's start with the story of Kero Blaster. You play as a hardworking frog employed by Cat and Frog Industries, a teleportation company that's been running into some weird issues. Strange creatures have started appearing at the teleportation destinations, and it's your job, apparently as the company custodian, to head out, blast through the monsters, and clean things up. While Frog and the main cat don't say much, besides the cat yelling at you in explicit, unintelligible words, I'm not sure. The game's charm comes through in the quirky cutscenes. A pink character and a lab coat wearing cat deliver all the dialogue, usually in a tongue-in-cheek, passive-aggressive style. They gossip behind the frog's back, make snide comments, and somehow manage to be both funny and oddly relatable. I personally found myself looking forward to every cutscene just to see what ridiculous thing they'd say next. Kero Blaster is best described as a run-and-gun platformer, kind of in the same vein as Mega Man. You'll work your way through 7 distinct levels, blasting enemies, jumping through tricky platforming sections, and facing a boss at the end of each stage. As you progress, enemies will occasionally drop coins, which you can use to purchase various health upgrades, as well as upgrade the gear you earn by defeating bosses. These upgrades can be purchased at the Cat and Frog shop located in each level. You can upgrade your max health up to a total of 8 hearts, you can buy extra lives, you can grab healing items, and you can even pick up a health potion that revives you with 4 hearts the second you die. Every weapon also has 3 or 4 upgrade tiers, and what's great is that they're all genuinely useful. Each level in Kero Blaster is broken up into multiple sections. If you die, you'll restart from the beginning of the current section. But if you get a game over, you're sent back to the beginning of the entire level. That might sound frustrating at first, but here's the thing. Any coins you collect along the way are permanent. Even if you die, you keep them. So while the game punishes failure, it also rewards persistence, and it gives you a solid incentive to keep improving without feeling totally defeated. Levels are also filled with little secrets. Extra lives and safes full of coins are scattered throughout. A lot of them are in plain sight, but just out of reach, and figuring out how to get to them often involves some light exploration or clever platforming. It really reminded me of games like Sonic the Hedgehog, where you'd spot a life or a power-up and have to experiment with your surroundings to reach it. That bit of discovery gave me a wave of nostalgia and made the levels feel more alive and rewarding to explore. The controls in Kero Blaster feel pretty solid, pretty much what you expect from a good platformer. I don't really have any complaints in that department, but what does stand out is how the shooting mechanics work. When you start firing your weapon, the direction you're aiming gets locked in. So if you're facing right and you start shooting, the frog can still move, jump, and dodge. But the gun keeps firing to the right until you let go and aim again. The system adds a level of precision and strategy to combat, and honestly, it makes the gunplay feel really satisfying. It's one of those small design choices that helps Kero Blaster stand out from other run and gun games. Visually, Kero Blaster looks like a weird hybrid between an NES and something even older, maybe even Atari's level of blockiness at times. It's a super low-bit aesthetic, and honestly, I'm not even sure if you call it 8-bit. Maybe it's closer to 1-bit. It's very simple and chunky, pixel by pixel. But what makes it pop is the color palette. The game uses bright, bold colors that make the environments, enemies, and especially the weapons really stand out. Everything has this neon glow to it that contrasts nicely with the minimalistic sprites. Despite its simplicity, the game has a really clean and timeless look. This is one of those art styles that just doesn't age. The soundtrack in Kero Blaster is absolutely a knockout. There are some tracks here that'll stick with you long after you put the game down, and I definitely caught myself humming a few of these. I'm a big soundtrack buff, and honestly, this is one of my favorite indie game soundtracks. It nails the game aesthetic perfectly. What's cool is that some of the tracks have this slightly dreamlike, off-kilter quality to them. There's a surreal twist to the music that really matches the surreal tone of the game. It's weird, it's catchy, and it works. The difficulty. Let's talk about the difficulty. The difficulty in Kero Blaster strikes a pretty solid balance. While a few levels feel like they drag on just a little too long, the overall challenge is fair. The game ramps up at a steady pace, levels do get tougher, bosses do get meaner, but you also get better with each run. It's very much a trial and error kind of game. Enemy placements are mostly fixed, so you can memorize where threats pop up and plan accordingly. Boss patterns are very learnable too, which makes it feel rewarding when you finally beat one. It's one of those games where the difficulty feels earned, not cheap, and your progress is all about practice. Once you beat the main game, you unlock Zangyou Mode. This isn't just a tougher remix, it's actually a full-on sequel with a new story, so it's basically Kero Blaster Part 2. The characters now have to work overtime to finish their tasks so they can finally enjoy a company retreat to the hot springs. It's quirky, it's a little too relatable, and surprisingly fleshed out for a quote-unquote bonus mode. In Zangyou Mode, your frog turns blue, signaling that you've officially clocked into overtime. The levels are completely redesigned from the ground up. New layouts, new enemies, new boss fights, and a final boss that's a really big step up in difficulty. It's easily the hardest challenge Kero Blaster is going to throw at you. If you do manage to beat it, you unlock New Game Plus. In this mode, your frog turns yellow and you replay the original game, minus the cutscenes. You do get to skip them, but with all your upgraded weapons. You even get the chance to find an upgraded secret 5th weapon. The biggest twist? When you reach the final area, you're thrown into a full-on boss rush, fighting every original boss back to 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 back. There's even a timer, so you can replay it to try and shave down your completion time. And if that's not enough, the game also includes a bunch of achievements. Most of them require things like getting through entire levels without dying or even getting hit. Personally, no thanks. I did not dive into the achievement part of this game, but I did do the rest. Between all the modes, my first playthrough took just under about 4 hours. Zangyou Mode added another 5, and New Game Plus, I clocked in at about an hour and a half to 2 hours. In total, I spent about 11 hours with Kero Blaster, and that's without diving into the brutal achievement challenges. There's a ton of replay value packed into a game that, on the surface, looks pretty basic. It goes to show how much thought and charm is baked into every part of this experience. In my opinion, Kero Blaster is a timeless classic, one that everyone should experience at least once. That wraps up today's review of Kero Blaster. I know I'm extremely late to the party, but there are just so many indie games out there that I have yet to play, and I am going to play them and review them for this channel. So I hope you guys can all stick with it. I hope this review finds somebody who has yet to play Kero Blaster. If you are one of those people, or if you're not, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more weekly indie reviews. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Starizard, out.